Bryan Danielson. Again, breaking news, big news. Bryan Danielson dropped the title to Jon Moxley. As predicted. At least I did. A lot of fans didn't want to see him go. Look, man, he's a human. I explained my reasoning last episode on my previous prediction. The real reason why he needs to drop it. Not because, I'm a hater. Not because I'm salty. No. Because I'm a human. You're a human. Well, I hope you guys are humans. Maybe I got AIs listening to my podcast. But you know what? Danielson is a human. Not everyone's a superhero. Not everyone's made to wrestle like The Undertaker for 40 plus years, 30 plus years. How many years? Danielson's fragile. He's a national treasure in the world of pro wrestling. So he talked about it in the past. He talked about it in interviews that his body he's gone through a lot of pain, even right now. So Danielson lost, and I guess this is what Danielson wanted. His funeral ending. Why have a happy ending? Kissing the fans, kissing the babies, collecting all the roses been thrown in the ring from the fans. The final bow, the final curtain. Why would you do that? Let's have a funeral. Let's have a funeral as your retirement. Holy shit, what a ending. I mean, it's a downer. I mean, typically when you come out of a pay-per-view or premium live event, you're ecstatic. You're excited. You're anxious. You're curious. Waiting for answers for Monday Night Raw. Waiting for answers on SmackDown. Waiting answers for Dynamite. You just cannot wait to tune in on Monday or Wednesday or Friday. This pay-per-view ended is sad. Just depressing. A great pay-per-view turned into depressing. Man, what an ending. I mean, whoever thought I would be talking about ending the pay-per-view depressing. Holy shit. All right, let's just talk Bryan Danielson, who came down in the ring as the AEW World Championship. Jon Moxley comes out, goes to the crowd, first one to come out. And out comes Bryan Danielson with Europe, the final countdown. As Danielson gets on the turnbuckle to celebrate with the crowd. By the way, his robe. And I didn't really pay attention to his... I mean, I noticed it, but like the details. And there's a meaning behind it, and I have to double check it. And I know Tony Schiavone or Excalibur talked about, his history in AEW and Blackpool Combat Club. And, I guess his robe has some special significant, detail for this match. And this maybe potential final match. But again, you knew the end results, top of the show. But let's talk about this match. Jon Moxley attacked Danielson before the bell rang. You had the final countdown playing throughout the whole 5-10 minutes. And these guys are just going to fucking war. These guys beat the living hell out of each other. No time was wasted. Both guys were beating the crap out of each other outside of the ring, throwing each other over the guardrails. I mean, these guys are just all hell's breaking loose. Eventually, both guys got in the ring, and the match became official as the bell rang, the music stopped. It's go time. Of course, throughout this match, Moxley was targeting Danielson's neck, upper spine throughout the match. Again, wrestling 101. I'm not a wrestler, but it's pretty obvious, right? It's no different to a real fight. Maybe you get in an argument with some asshole at the bar. And maybe you saw him, his knee was limping. He's a piece of shit. He comes up to you and he's like, you want to fight me outside? Okay, sure. I mean, I saw you limping. So you know what I'm going to go for. I'm going to fucking give you a And lower knee cut. You're fucking just kick you right in the knee. Because I know it's going to hurt you like hell, right? Is your weakness. That's what Moxley's doing. He's hitting the weakness of Danielson, which is his neck and his spine. That's the target. You want to slow him down? You want to make him weak? That's a sweet spot. But Danielson doing the Bucycle knee and Moxley. It's just fantastic stuff in this match. And the big moment. The big final moment. Jon Moxley puts a tactical submission on Danielson. And right off the bat, the ref just rang the bell. He didn't even bother checking on Danielson. There was no count. It was just a simple ring the bell. And there was the awkward silence. There was that silence. That wrestling silence that you experience. Just like the Undertaker streak with Brock Lesnar. You get that silence. The bell rings and it just gets quiet. You don't get those very much in pro wrestling. You know how Brock Lesnar pinned Taker? Paul Heyman's like, oh my God. And you see the fans' reactions and just quiet. This how this finish ended. It ended in quiet. The bell rang. You hear a groan in the crowd. There's just disappointment already. Disappointment. Me, and I told this to my wife. I told this to my wife earlier before the pay-per-view started. I told my wife, I guarantee you he's going to retire. This is the night. And I gave you all my reasons why he's ready to retire. For his own damn sake, his own damn health, his body, his neck. It's a matter of life and death. I mean, how much more do you want to screw up your neck and your nerves and your spine? I mean, this is some serious shit. Why mess with that? Why prolong it and make it worse by taking more bumps in the ring? It's time for Bryan Danielson to go. Yet better in his home state of Washington. And it finally happened. To me, it was a big relief. I just took a big breath after seeing that happening. This is my true initial reaction, seeing it live. Just a big deep breath. And I just went right on Twitter, and I'm like, thank you, Danielson, and that's it. I'm like, no F you, no middle fingers, screw you, bullshit, none of that. Like I had a good feeling it was gonna happen, and man, you know what? Next episode is going to be just my tribute to Danielson. Because guy deserves everything in the world. As a wrestling fan, I'm very appreciative of Bryan Danielson, what he does, what he trailblazed. The world of pro wrestling, from Ring of Honor to a Dragon Gate to New Japan Pro Wrestling down in Mexico. Obviously, he's a big, massive career in the WWE. Massive career in the WWE. We cannot talk about that. Him winning WrestleMania, main eventing, the whole, the Yes Movement, winning the title, to leaving the WWE, to come into AEW, and for me, witnessing his debut in AEW right here in Chicago. So me as a fan, witnessing him many times, and I talked about this last month at All Out. If that was Danielson's final match in Chicago, God damn it, I am proud to be the fan to witness his final match in Chicago. I am proud of that. I am very proud of that. And I'm trying not to get too emotional here, but man, it was tough for a lot of fans, and especially for the fans of Washington, Tacoma, Washington. Let's talk about the rest of the afterbirth of the match. So you have the Blackpool Combat Club hits the ring. Marina Shafir. Yeah, she got ejected halfway through the match, and then she came back out with Claudio, Pac, and now it's a Blackpool Combat Club beatdown. It's just an absolute beatdown. Next thing you know, Moxley brought out a plastic bag. I'm like, here we go again. Back to All Out revisit again. And next you know, we had Orange Cassidy. Someone came out. It was Orange Cassidy. And who else came out? Orange Cassidy. And there was somebody else that came out. But all I remember was Danielson being tied up to the ropes with tape. And I think Orange Cassidy was tied up to the ropes. Somebody was getting tied up with him. Out comes Wheeler Yuta. But we kind of knew Wheeler was going to turn on Danielson. That's what happened. Eventually, they put the plastic bag on Danielson's neck. At this point, even JR was like, man, where the fuck has you guys been? And half of the locker room came out. Securities, Jeff Jarrett, all the wrestlers. I'm like, come on, man. You got a group of, thugs, Blackpool Combat Club, destroying Danielson, who just lost his title or is retiring. And he supports his locker room, and nobody's coming out to save him? Anyone. Hell, even Tony Khan never came out. Eventually, every security guard, every referee, Jeff Jarrett, a few wrestlers from backstage came. Try to break it up. Obviously, they used the bag around Danielson's neck to suffocate him. But the big one of all was Claudio putting the chair around Danielson's neck. Again, stomped on the chair to put the cherry on top of the cake. Eventually, the Blackpool Combat Club scrambled as more guys came out. The paramedics came on. They stuck with it to the very end. But you see the wrestlers, Orange Cassidy, and all these guys were just sad. Just sad. The crowd was sad. You can hear the ring. I don't know, Nigel McGuinness or somebody. Somebody was literally weeping, sniffling, crying. It felt like a damn funeral. What the fuck, man? The celebration of life at Danielson in the World Pro Wrestling felt like a damn funeral. Felt like I lost a pet. I lost a brother or a sister. What the fuck, man? I mean, if this is what Danielson wanted, this is what he got what he wanted. And if this is his way going out into the sunset, no kumbaya, no singing along to the final countdown, fans throwing flowers in the ring, soaking up the moment, soaking up the roses from the fans, the final bow, the final curtain. Nothing. Just depressing. The most hard. I mean, you go on social media, there's just pissed off fans. Just pissed off. You go on Facebook, and there's a lot of angry emojis. There's a lot of disappointed fans on this. I mean, this is dumb. This is Vince McMahon disappointing era ending. Holy smokes. This is something we will not ever forget. Insane. Now, of course, in the media press conference, I watched a little bit before I start this podcast. No Tony Khan. It was just Nigel McGuinness and Tony Schiavone conducting the media scrum. So my best, Tony, is probably with Danielson. But that's it. Will we see Danielson inside of the ring? I mean, I don't know about maybe a one-off, but I mean, being part of AEW in the near future, I don't know. But man, thank you, Bryan Danielson. And again, next episode, I'll have my thank you tribute to Danielson, all his accomplishments, what he done to pro wrestling.